Hello, I'm Mary Beard and I'm Professor of Classics at the University of Cambridge. My chosen object, if you can call it an object, is the monument of Lysicrates from Tripod Street in modern Athens. I've chosen it because of the way it links the Greek past with the Greek present, because of its long, mythic and partly Byronic story, and because of its wide diaspora. You can see it now, versions of it in the United States, in the United Kingdom, in Australia, and actually, as I'll confess towards the end, on my own kitchen table. I'm also going to be honest that it holds a place in my heart because of my own memories. When our children were little, and I confess we were dragging them around maybe more archaeological sites in Greece than they really wanted to see, there was a cafe just near the Lysicrates monument with some great child-friendly loos. We used to go there quite often and then take a wander around the monument itself. Now, that monument goes back to the 4th century BCE. It's put up by a man called Lysicrates, as the inscription on it says, to celebrate a winning choral performance that he had sponsored in the competitions of 335 to 334 BCE. When I say sponsored, I mean bankrolled. And on the top of the monument would once have been the metal tripod that he won as a prize. And there were actually lots of others celebrating their victors' victories all around this area, which is just under the Acropolis. Now, people love this monument for different reasons. It is really the only one of these choragic monuments, as they're called, to survive. And hardcore classical architectural historians like it because it's one of the earliest examples of the external use of the Corinthian order. But I like it more, I think, because of its modern history. People for centuries wondered what it was. And there were great fantasies about how it was used, including the idea that it was where the Greek orator Demosthenes wrote his speeches, and it was called sometimes the Lantern of Demosthenes. But it came into its own because it was built into the Capuchin monastery on this very site, where all kinds of people stayed in the 18th and 19th century. And this monument of Lysicrates was actually became part of the library of the monastery, and it was where people could go and work. And it said, in fact, and I don't know how much of a modern urban myth this is, but it said that Byron was actually supposed to have written little bits of Childe Harold inside the monument, which was then built in to the monastery. Now, the monument itself was burnt down in the Revolution of 1821, and it now looks a bit bleaker, a bit less homely, and a bit more isolated than it did a couple of hundred years ago. But it has become a wonderful symbol of Greece all over the world. You can see versions of the monument of Lysicrates in all kinds of architectural contexts. And as I hinted, it's actually also has a place on my kitchen table in the shape of a salt cellar. For me, it's a brilliant connection between Greece past and Greece present.